Hi guys, Paul here at Radio Shop Pickups in South Wales, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set the pole piece height on an uncovered humbucker. And the pickup I'm actually using in this video is not one of ours, but a kind of a dummy pickup that I have lying around, which just shows everything beautifully. Now the pole pieces are the screw part of the pickup. So this is the pole piece coil here in cream, and opposite that you have the slug coil, and the slugs are usually set flush to the top of the pickup. Now, where you put your pole pieces influences the overall sound, because usually we do the height measurement for the pickup based on the pole pieces. So that influences how much you bring the slug coil into play. And we're just going to show you how we do it for our pickups that leave the workshop. Let's have a look at what you'll need. If you've got one of these, a micrometer, they're absolutely perfect for measuring, as they have a tiny depth tool at the very bottom. If you don't have one of those, you can just use a steel rule. You're also going to need a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and obviously to make sure that the part will actually fit into the pole pieces. Now this is the view that you're most likely to see, the side-on view. It is ideal if you can take the pickup out that you would actually do it from a different angle, but we'll show it from a few different angles, as most of you will do it with the pickup actually still inside the guitar. Now what I'm actually going to do is measure from the very top of the pole piece to the actual top of the bobbin. I'm looking for 1.2 millimeters as being from the top of the bobbin to the top of the pole piece. Or if you're in the US, or if you prefer imperial measurements, you could aim for 1/32 of an inch. And this is the height that we find gives a very, very good sound. Now, using my micrometer, I've got it set to 1.2 millimeters, and I can see then if it rocks, then it's too high or too low. And we can see that the second pole piece in here now is actually slightly too high. So I'm just going to do some micro adjustments, which I've sped up a little bit here, and then keep measuring to see when it comes up to 1.2 millimeters. Again, it's not absolutely crucial. You could go to 1.25, something like that. But we set it to 1.2 and I use the micrometer. Now you can actually see from this angle that obviously the two ones on the right are roughly where I want them to be. So we can actually cut out quite a lot of measurement by looking at the rest of it. They are quite far out. So what I'm going to do is just, as well as measuring, I can actually do quite a lot of this just by sighting the pickup and seeing that a few of them are quite far out. We'll do some minor adjustments and get those all visually looking right. And this will save us doing, copious amounts of measuring. Just get them in the right area and then you can start your measuring. And a bit of a tip here, what you could do is actually just concentrate on the outer two, the two E strings. Get those right. So keep measuring until those are at the correct height. And now once you've done that, you can then come along with a steel rule or anything that you know is definitely flat or straight, and then you can actually rest them on both pole pieces. Now if there's rocking, which there is here, then the ones in between are too high, and if some of them don't touch, then they're too low. So we can just come along, do our micro adjustments with the screwdriver, and then just rock the ruler on the two outer pole pieces and keep adjusting until everything is touching the steel ruler. Again, I've got a little bit of adjustment to do, but we're nearly there now, and we'll keep adjusting until all the rocking has gone away and they're all touching. Now we have them all here now. I'm really happy with this. They're all at exactly the same height. We can leave it there, but I'm going to show you how to put a radius in if that's what you'd like to experiment with, rather like a Strat pickup. And what we're going to look at here now is doing two pole pieces at a time. We'll leave the two outer E strings where they are, and we'll look at what would be either the B or the A string here, the second pole piece in. Note where it starts. I'm imagining that it started at 12 o'clock, and I'm just going to let it out by half a turn. And this one, I'm going to imagine that it's pointing at, shall we say, 11 o'clock. I'm going to let that out by half a turn also. Now once I've done those two, I'll look at the inner two pole pieces. And just imagining that this one is roughly facing 1 o'clock, I'm going to let this one out now by a whole turn. So that's a whole turn now, and that will protrude higher. So they're just turning anti-clockwise. Again, this one's pointing roughly at 1 o'clock. Bring it out by a whole turn. And when we look at the pickup now side on, we'll actually see that there is not too pronounced a stagger, but there's actually a radius, which should roughly suit a sort of a 12-inch fingerboard. If that's too much of a pronounced radius for you, I mean, you can leave them completely flat across. It's entirely up to you what you want to experiment with, but if you did find that was too much, then what you could have done is with the A and the B, instead of turning out by half a turn, you could do quarter of a turn, and the inner two you could do by just half a turn rather than a whole turn. Now, hopefully you found that useful. If you did, we'd love it if you hit subscribe on our channel. There's lots more videos, and also check out our website. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again.